Welcome to the Lagniappe, a little something extra for your health, your family, and your future. Hosted by Caroline Badon, wife, mama, fitness and wellness guru, fashion and iced coffee lover, and the marketing director and podcaster for the Fussell Group. This podcast is your go-to for real conversations, expert insight, and the heart behind the Fussell Group's mission. Because life's not just about getting by, it's about showing up with purpose and serving the community with what matters. Let's get into it. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Lagniappe, where we give you a little something extra to live smarter, healthier, and a whole lot more covered. Today, I am here with Cole Amador and Sandy Johnson, two licensed insurance agents with the Fussell Group, and we're talking about a huge topic that affects just about anyone, Medicare and individual health insurance. Whether you're aging into Medicare, self-employed, getting married, having a baby, in between jobs, whatever it may be, we've got you. We can help you out. So, with these two guys, we're going to break it down. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us, Caroline. We're excited to be here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's kick this off. Who needs to listen to this episode today?
Honestly, everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah. You know
So, everyone as in who turning 65
Yes,
for
I mean,
Medicare.
if you're turning 65 soon, getting off of retiree insurance, right, or confused about your options, maybe you're self-employed,
Mhm.
right, or in between jobs, they have the Affordable Care Act that's available, or, just anybody that's confused about Medicare, right?
Absolutely. Things change so rapidly sometimes. We make sure that regardless of your situation, that we got you covered.
Yeah.
And if we're not talking about Medicare, because I do want to talk about both today, Medicare and individual health insurance, which would be for those under 65. So, in what scenarios would someone relate?
Yeah, so maybe you're turning 26, right? Getting married, having a child,
Yeah.
moving, right? That's another one.
Right.
Or, again, whether you're self-employed or, in between jobs and need some coverage to fill in the gaps right there.
Right. So let's talk about Medicare first. People are so overwhelmed when they start hearing about Medicare parts A, B, C, D. It's like
Oh, yeah.
alphabet soup. Then you get into the supplements and there are even more letters. It's like learning, it's like a whole new language that they have to learn. Can you break down the basics? Like, what's the first thing someone needs to understand about Medicare?
Yeah, so with Medicare, right, there's gaps,
Mhm.
right? You have original Medicare Parts A and B.
Right.
It's going to be great coverage for your hospital, medical, and it's not going to cover everything either. So it's not going to cover things like prescriptions,
Right.
right? Dental, vision, hearing, things like that. And the real scary thing with original Medicare in itself is there's no cap, there's no stop loss. That 20% can equal up to anything. So there's a lot of exposure with just original
Good point.
Medicare.
Absolutely.
So what is something that you offered to kind of help fill those gaps?
Well, there are two options. You can either go with what we call a Medicare Advantage plan, which is also known as Plan or Part C,
Mhm.
like you said, the alphabet soup, or you have the Medicare supplement side of things, which also helps to cover that 20%. It's really most folks really don't understand the concept of what a stop loss does for you. You say, "Oh, original Medicare covers 80%," and they're like, "Oh, rah. Well, 80% of $100, I think we can handle that. But 80% of $500,000, and then the picture changes. So we have to make some options that are going, or give them options that are going to work for them."
Right. And
Yeah.
being a licensed insurance agent, like you guys here are with the Fussell Group, you realize that not everything is like cookie cutter.
Correct.
Yeah.
So sitting down with each person individually, having that one-on-one appointment, going through everything with them, looking at doctors, physicians, hospitals,
everything.
prescriptions,
Everything.
everything, and making sure what they're put on is what they need.
Right.
Right.
Right. So what are some of the things that you really go over in an appointment with someone?
Well, first and foremost, like you stated, there is no cookie cutter approach. Simply because it's great for your brother, your sister, your mother does not mean it's good for you. I often say her shoes will not fit your feet and vice versa.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure that they understand that from the beginning. There's no knock on any plan or one carrier. It's just the fact that we have to be very, very specific when choosing a plan for someone, just to make sure that it does accommodate or fit the needs that they have when it comes to their healthcare.
Right. So what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to Medicare? Like maybe penalties or enrolling in a plan that doesn't have coverage for their specific doctor? Like, go through some of that with me.
Yeah, so a couple things that come to mind is, Part B and enrolling in it at the right time, right, to avoid that penalty.
Right,
Another big one, right, is not verifying or checking that your doctors and medications are covered and covered well.
right.
And then lastly, that not all the plans are the exact same, right? They're going to vary by your zip code, your income, right? A plan here in St. Tammany may not be the same as in Orleans. So they
Right.
do vary parish to parish or county by county as well.
Right, that is a good point. All right, so let's shift gears. Let's talk more about people who aren't on Medicare yet. Maybe they're self-employed, in between jobs, coming off of their parents' plan. Maybe they're having a baby and they need to add, like maybe instead of an individual plan, do a family plan. All of those things. So, what's important to know about individual health insurance right now?
Sandy, you want
Well,
to?
individual health plans, they vary depending on the situation, so like you stated. But we do offer a wide array of plans based on their individual situations. You mentioned coming off of their parents' group insurance at age 26, very common scenario. But we do actually go in and ask those same specific questions, your doctors, medications, are there any specifics as far as facilities are concerned? And we can actually take that information and match it up with the best scenario for their particular needs. Individual coverage is going to vary also in regards to we put in zip codes, but it's going to give a wide array of options from that perspective. But we want to ensure that doctors and medications are always
Right,
covered
right.
and giving them the best rates as well because it's a balancing act. We have to make sure that what we're proposing is going to fit into their individual budget, but we want to make sure that their deductibles, if there are deductibles, are going to be reasonable as well. And that plays a huge role when it comes to choosing a plan.
And piggybacking off of that income statement, having someone check for you to see if you can apply for anything
Right.
extra, any extra help or anything of that matter. I
Right.
mean, dive
Yeah.
into that a little bit for me.
So the government subsidy that you can qualify for, it's going to go based off of your income,
Hmm.
right? And with that subsidy, it can play a huge part in reducing that overall premium,
Right.
right? And just based on, again, kind of piggybacking off of Sandy, the income and situation, there's a chance that you could walk out paying zero for a plan that still covers all of your needs, right?
Which is
So
a pro of having an individual licensed insurance agent help you through it. Because if I were to apply online, I may not know to look for that.
right,
I wouldn't be
right.
Absolutely.
saving all that money.
Absolutely.
It's like you don't know everything that you don't know.
Correct.
Right.
So
Correct.
Exactly.
yeah, it's good to have someone that's a professional help you walk through it.
Absolutely. I often say to my clients, I say, well, look, this is Chinese, this is Portuguese. I'm here to make sure that you understand it, to
Right.
interpret it for you, because so often they're choosing, as you stated, based on what their knowledge is, which a lot of times is not as significant as they think it is, because
Right.
let's face it, we're all influencers. My brother said this, my sister said this, my mom said she has this, and so that's where a lot of that confusion comes in. But they're speaking to trusted sources, but those sources may not know nearly as much as we do.
And speaking
Right.
of trusted sources, one of the people that you trust the most is your doctor. And a
Absolutely.
lot of times clients come in and say, "Oh, my doctor said don't go with this plan."
Correct.
Why can we not relate to that situation?
Every situation's different,
Right.
right? There's a lot of variables that are at play. And really kind of going through our needs analysis kind of helps peel back the layers and really find something that is focused to those needs specifically,
Right.
right? I mean, there's so much information out there, right?
Right.
It's so overwhelming, and you can easily get caught up on, well, my doctor said this, my mom said this, my aunt, sister,
Right.
so on and so forth. But it's really just following that needs analysis, finding out what matters to you, and just piecing it together, kind of like a puzzle,
Right.
Right.
to get the whole picture.
No, it makes total sense. So, what does the process look like when someone meets with you? When they sit down, is there a cost? Do they have to enroll in something? Are they like, how does that look? Explain that to us.
There's never a cost for any of the information. We're here to help, but more importantly, we want to make sure that they understand no cost involved. Our job is to make sure that you can sleep well at night.
Right.
And with that being said, we want to make sure that that they're getting the information that they need. Just back on a point that you made just a few moments ago when you said my doctor said this and my doctor said that. That doctor's saying that for a specific reason, and they don't go into detail as to why, and that may skew their actual thoughts as to what is actually going to suit their needs.
Right.
But when we come in, it's square one, no cost. It's all about you. It's not about a carrier. We are here to make sure that you sleep well at night.
Right. And I think one of the good things for our viewers to know too is that as a licensed insurance agent with a Fussell Group or whatever that may look like,
Mhm.
the agent gets paid the same from
Regardless.
regardless whatever carrier they choose to put you with. So they're
Absolutely.
going our Fussell Group agents are going to do the right thing and put you with the plan that makes the most sense for you because there's no plan that they're going to make more on than the other. So it really is truly comes down to what's best for the client.
Yeah, oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And the best part about it is the no cost, no obligation to enroll
Right.
appointments.
Correct.
Yeah, no, of course.
So,
Correct.
all right, it looks like both of you are, or sounds like, and I know just because I know you both personally, that you're passionate about this and you're really freaking good at it. So what made you want to do this?
So I've always been drawn to seniors, right? I have a big heart. I think it started whenever I was young, growing up with my grandparents, great grandparents. I've always just been drawn to seniors. And really just seeing a lot of them get taken advantage of. It's really sad, some of the things that go on. So, sitting down with them, having that conversation, getting to know them, going through the process, and just seeing, kind of like the light bulb or that aha moment.
A sigh of relief.
Exactly,
Yeah.
realizing that it's okay, I got this.
Mhm.
Giving them that peace of mind that they can sleep well at night.
Absolutely.
Sandy?
Absolutely. Similar story. I've said this before. I grew up, my grandmother played an intricate role in my part in my life, and I often said I'm worse. I'm a grandmama's boy because we were always together. We watched
Oh
baseball
yeah.
together. We just did a lot of things. And that being said, as she actually entered into that chapter of her life, being a senior and Medicare and things of that nature, there were a lot of questions at that point of what should I do and this, that, and the other. So when I saw an opportunity to be able to take that guesswork out and to help seniors and making sure that they have the correct information, making the correct choices that are going to work for them, I jumped on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, just
love
being a
it.
resource for them,
absolutely.
that's the best part.
Yeah, and it's all in the heart, and that's what makes the Fussell Group and our agents so special, especially you two, is that you truly love it and what you're doing every day. You take pride in, and you want your clients to be taken care of. And like you said, you leave them with that sigh of relief, and it's like, okay, they're good.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep at night because they're sleeping at night, right?
And what about you, Caroline? What made you get started?
Well, I grew up in this industry. My mom has been an insurance agent for 20 years. She started this agency 13 years ago. So I have literally, it's
Lived it.
just, yeah, lived it. A, B, C, and D, all of it's all I've heard for my entire life. But similar story, my grandparents were my world. I mean, especially my two grandfathers, they just like were my everything. And being with them so much and helping take care of them and going through the processes of their sicknesses and their doctor's appointments and things like that,
Right.
it really makes you want to be there for others in the same situation. So not only am I in it because my family owns it and my mom has it, I mean, it's her bread and butter and it's what she's taught me, but similar story, there's just that love there for that senior and you just want to take care of them and make sure that they're taken care of and that even their kids and their grandkids know that you're taking care of them because it's such a good feeling to know.
Yep.
You know, my grandfather was in an assisted living. He was actually in Avanti in Covington. And it felt so good to know that they loved him and they took care of him. And when I wasn't there, they were there, you know, and I like to give other people that peace of mind as well. So it's just a good feeling, you know.
Oh no, that's awesome.
They live their whole life and they work their whole life and they just don't deserve to be taken advantage of.
Exactly.
They just need to be taken care of.
Exactly.
So that's what we're here for at the Fussell Group.
That's right.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say? Any other pieces of advice? What do you want the people that are listening to walk away with?
Just to know that you're not in this alone.
Right.
Right. We're here to help. Just to get in touch with us,
Yeah.
message us, meet
Any
with us.
age, any situation, whatever you're
Yeah.
going through.
In
Yeah,
any
what-
situation, or just to understand that we're a one-stop shop. We are here to help you in any capacity as it pertains to healthcare, whatever your healthcare needs may be, Medicare or individual health insurance.
Anything in
Even
between.
indemnities.
Yeah,
Exactly. We're here
anything
to
in
help
between.
cover those gaps. Now, one thing I do like, we often talk about Medicare, but just the Fussell Group in general, the core of the company, the DNA, the fabric of the company is involved around the E3 model. We're
Yeah.
educated. We're educated in an effort to elevate us, and so we can do a better job. And then, of course, that empowers us to meet our goals. But we reciprocate that because and it lets us go out to execute with excellence and then give our customers an extraordinary experience. So it's an E3 on both sides.
It's just
So-
I know. I love that. Huh?
amazing
Yeah.
the way your brain works.
I know.
Your
I
heart
know.
is pure gold. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for
Absolutely,
having
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Thank
that's it
you.
for today's episode of the Lagniappe. Cole Amador, Sandy Johnson. It was a pleasure having you guys here. If you need help with insurance, health insurance of any sort, if you're under 65, over 65, you need dental, vision, hearing, cancer policies, hospital indemnities, life insurance, Medicare, individual family plans, whatever it may be, alphabet soup over here, please give us a call and visit our website at fgiala.com. And until next time, stay golden. Thanks for joining us on the Lagniappe. We hope today gave you the little something extra that you needed. Be sure to subscribe, share this with a friend, and follow us on social at FGIALA for more tools to live well and make the right decisions for your health and future. Until next time, stay golden, stay the course, and never forget, we'll be there for you.